Dawn crept slowly over the rolling hills of Kingdom of Wessex, painting the frost with gold and setting the ancient stones of Winchester Castle aglow. The bells had not yet rung prime when Sir Aldrich of Thornvale tightened the straps of his gauntlets and felt, for reasons he could not name, that the day would demand everything of him. He was not born to greatness. Thornvale was a quiet strip of farmland where the river bent like a shepherd's crook. Aldrich had learned to mend fences before he learned to hold a blade. His father, a veteran of border skirmishes, had taught him to lessons that mattered. Guard what you are given. Endure what you must. By mid-morning, those lessons would be tested against steel. The accusation came with ceremony and venom. Lord Berenger of Blackmere, wealthy, ambitious, and long envious of Aldrich's rising reputation, strode into the great courtyard and declared treason. He claimed Aldrich had conspired with northern raiders, had whispered secrets of supply routes and watch rotations. The charge was absurd. But in Wessex, honor was not defended with speeches. It was defended with trial by combat. Berenger demanded satisfaction. A murmur rippled through the gathered knights and townsfolk. Aldrich removed his helmet and met Berenger's eyes. "I will answer steel with steel," he said calmly. "Before God and king," yet pride, once stirred, spreads like flame in dry grass. A second knight stepped forward, Sir Cedric, whose brother Aldrich had once bested in a tournament final. "If treason walks free, we are all stained," Cedric declared. A third followed, then a fourth. By the time the sun climbed above the battlements, 7 men had pledged to face Aldrich before dusk. 7 duels, one day. The first duel, the hammer-seer Garin the Broad entered the circle first, wielding a 2-handed axe that gleamed like a crescent moon. He was a mountain of muscle and iron. At the horn's call, Garin charged with a roar. The axe crashed against Aldrich's shield, splintering wood and rattling bone. The crowd winced with every impact. Aldrich did not try to overpower him. He retreated in measured steps, letting Garin's strength spend itself. Each swing grew wider, each breath heavier. Then came the momentane overreach. Aldrich pivoted, drove his blade into the seam of Garin's shoulder plate, and sent the giant to his knees. He could have ended it. Instead, he stepped back. "I yield," Garin growled. One duel survived. The second duel, the serpent Sir Cedric was lean and quick, twin swords flashing in mirrored arcs. He circled Aldrich like a wolf testing a stag. Steel rang sharp and fast. Cedric's blade slipped past Aldrich's defenses more than once, carving shallow lines across his arm and cheek. Blood trickled warm beneath cold air. The rhythm was relentless left-right spin. Aldrich focused through the sting and noise. Patterns reveal intent. On the next spin, he stepped inward instead of away. His pommel struck Cedric's temple. The twin blades clattered to stone. 2. The third duel, the mocking falcon Sir Alwyn fought with taunts. He jeered at Aldrich's farm-born roots, mocked Thornvale, questioned his lineage. Anger is a weapon often against the one who holds it. Alwyn lunged with flourish rather than precision. Aldrich parried, absorbed, waited. When Alwyn attempted a dramatic overhand strike meant to dazzle the crowd, Aldrich disarmed him with a simple twist and sweep. 3. But fatigue had begun its quiet work. By noon, Aldrich's breathing had grown heavier. His shield was ruined, he discarded it. Squires hurried to bind cuts between duels. The sun poured down without mercy. The fourth duel, the wall-seer Odo, was not flashy. He was patient, defensive, methodical. Their blades met again and again with no clear advantage. Minutes stretched. Sweat stung Aldrich's eyes. His thigh burned where Cedric's blade had found flesh. Odo pressed forward steadily, seeking to grind Aldrich down. But endurance was Thornvale's gift. Aldrich shifted tactics, striking low and forcing Odo to adjust his guard. A sudden pivot, a sweep at the ankle, and Odo was on his back with Aldrich's sword at his visor. 4. The crowd's whispers grew louder now, not with doubt, but with wonder. The fifth duel, the young lion Sir Roland was barely more than a youth, all fierce pride and eager strength. He attacked without hesitation, desperate to claim glory. A lucky strike dented Aldrich's cuirass and knocked the wind from him. For a terrifying instant, he staggered. The crowd gasped. Rowan advanced boldly. Aldrich steadied himself, feigted weakness, and drew the young knight into overcommitment. A firm strike to Rowan's wrist sent his blade flying. 5. Aldrich helped the youth to his feet. "Fight Menhirs," he murmured. "Choose your battles wisely." The sixth duel, the veteran Sir Edric was different. Scarred, silent, experienced. Their duel was brutal and efficient. No wasted motion, no flourish. Edric's blade slipped past Aldrich's guard and pierced beneath his ribs. Pain exploded through him. He fell to one knee. The world narrowed to heartbeat and breath. He tasted iron. He could yield. 6 victories would silence most accusations. No shame in surviving this long. But surrender would brand him forever. He remembered Thornvale's river in spring flood, how it swelled and raged, yet always found its course again. He rose. Edric pressed forward, confident. Aldrich parried with diminishing strength, then gambled everything on a sudden, driving step inside Edric's guard. Their hilts locked. With a surge born of desperation, Aldrich wrenched Edric's sword free. 6. The courtyard erupted. The sun dipped westward, painting the sky in crimson and amber. Only one remained. The 7th duel, the Black Stadlord Berenger, entered the field clad in blackened steel chased with silver antlers, the sigil of Blackmere. He had waited deliberately, letting exhaustion do its quiet work. Aldrich could barely feel his fingers. Blood soaked the bandages at his side. Each breath scraped. The horn sounded. Berenger fought with calculated cruelty. He targeted Aldrich's wounded side again and again. Sparks leapt from flashing blades. Aldrich stumbled more than once. "You are finished," Berenger hissed. Perhaps he was. A heavy strike knocked Aldrich's sword from his grasp. It skidded across stone. Silence fell. Berenger advanced for the killing blow. And Aldrich did something no one expected. He dropped to his knees, not in surrender, but in motion, rolling beneath Berenger's swing. As Berenger's blade bit into stone, Aldrich seized his fallen sword and surged upward, driving his shoulder into Berenger's chest. The lord crashed to the ground. In a heartbeat, Aldrich's blade hovered at Berenger's throat. The sky burned red above them. "Yield," Aldrich whispered. Berenger's eyes flickered with disbelief, then fury, then reluctant fear. "I yield." The courtyard stood frozen. 7 duels. 7 victories. But more remarkable than survival was mercy. Each opponent lived. The king rose from his seat upon the dais. "Sir Aldrich of Thornvale," he proclaimed, "no traitor could endure what you have endured this day. Your honor stands unbroken." The accusation dissolved like mist at sunrise. Yet as twilight deepened and torches were lit, Aldrich felt no triumph, only weariness and quiet gratitude. He had not survived because he was strongest, nor fastest. He had survived because he endured. In the years that followed, songs would name him Aldrich the Unbroken. Children would reenact the 7 duels with wooden sticks in village squares. Knights would measure courage against his example. But if you had asked Aldrich what defined the day, he would not have spoken of victory. He would have spoken of standing up again and again when the body faltered and the world expected collapse. For legends are not forged in a single clash of steel. They are forged in the choice to rise every time you fall.